Hello, and welcome to the Paint Tacoma Beautiful safety training. Please also watch our Prep and Paint 101 training when you get done here to learn more about the painting process. My name is Mary Hoffman, and I am the volunteer specialist with the Paint Tacoma Beautiful program. I will be your contact person if you have any questions. On today's agenda, we have a couple housekeeping things, and then we'll go over medical emergencies, immediate safety, your long-term health, and then children and youth safety. So for housekeeping, we would like, if you haven't already, please go ahead and complete our volunteer application. Before proceeding, I have the link in the description below. And we just need that so we can have your emergency contact information. Part of that application is signing our safety waiver. And then we will move on. So other paperwork is, as I said, the registration form, which has your emergency contacts, your safety guidelines that you're signing on to. And then on the day of your volunteering, we would like all volunteers to keep track of their time they work. So that can be a individual sign-on for each team on paper day of. You can track your hours online through a QR code or a link, which can be provided. Any paperwork that you collect as a team, please return it to the Paint Tacoma Beautiful office. You can also scan and email it to me. Moving on, now that we're done with paperwork, let's go over some medical emergencies and what to do. So if a medical emergency occurs, first thing, of course, call 911. And then go ahead and contact the volunteer's emergency contact as you're able. And gather any information a paramedic might know. So that could be allergies the person who's been injured has, or any other previous history that might be useful. And then once everything calms down and you've taken a breath and you have a minute, please give us a call at Paint Tacoma so we just know what's going on with the situation. So for your immediate safety at the job site and hopefully to prevent any medical emergencies, here's some information. So for preventing heat stroke, which is the further progression of heat exhaustion, which can have symptoms of being faint or dizzy. So we definitely don't want people on ladders, excessive sweating, cool, clammy hands, and just not feeling great in the sun. And once that progresses, it can turn into heat stroke, which is a much more serious medical emergency where you should call 911. If someone is getting overheated and into heat exhaustion, get them to a cool shaded area, air-conditioned place. You can see if the homeowner would let them in to sit inside or take a break in the car with the air conditioner. Drink a lot of water as you're able, and then if it's really getting bad, go ahead and send the volunteer home so they can take a cool shower or be in the air conditioner at home and just cool down. So to prevent heat stroke and heat exhaustion, you can work early in the morning or evenings where it's not as hot outside and the sun's not as strong. We ask you wear protective gear, and then sunscreen, sun protection, loose clothes, hats, and then take lots of water breaks and just breaks so you can get in the shade and cool down a little. Otherwise, being on the job site has other structural safety issues. This could be loose wires, exposed wires where we do not want you to touch, and then be cautious when power washing, and then steer clear of any electrical lines that are maybe going into the house. And if you have any concerns, go ahead and contact us at the Paint Tacoma office. Other things to watch out for could be uneven ground, whether this is holes in the yard or broken up pavement. Just be careful, watch where you're going, and then be cognizant of where you're putting your ladders. Otherwise, check in with the homeowner is always a good idea. They might know places on their house or in their yard that you might not see immediately. So, safety with ladders. First, to start off, no one under the age of 16 is allowed to be on a ladder, not even 1 or 2 rings. This is Washington state law, so we have to abide by it as a program. When using a ladder, please use the 4-to-1 rule. So that is for every 4 feet high you go up, the ladder should be 1 foot away from the wall. Also, please do not stand on the top 3 rungs of the ladder or place paint on the top step. We don't want unbalanced or anyone falling or paint spilling. Try not to use pressure washers while on the ladders, and then make sure ladders are set on stable, even ground. You can even use a spotter or another volunteer to hold the ladder if necessary. It's also helpful to designate an out of the walkway area for supplies so that nobody trips over them. You can store them under a tarp in a garage or shed at night. Okay, long-term health. We want you to stay healthy past your day of service. And here's some things you can do to stay healthy. It's important to use good form, not to overstrain your body. This means a straight back and neck. Don't do extended times of craning your neck or crouching down. Also, use your legs to lift. We don't want any injured backs. Additionally, take breaks, drink fluids, and take a stretch if you feel necessary. With these older homes, there is the chance of asbestos or lead paint. If this is the home you're working on, we will let your crew lead know and go over specific safety training with them and your team. It's good to know that it is safe to paint lead paint or asbestos as long as it's kept intact. So this is no scraping, pressure washing, anything like that. And then, like I mentioned, we have specific safety procedures that you'll need to do. Children and safety. We want to keep our children safe, and here are some things you can do to do that. So we ask that any kids ages 8 to 11 should be accompanied by their parent or guardian to a 1-to-1 ratio. And then no one under the age of 8 is allowed around the site during prep. Children 12 to 14, a 1-to-3 adult to child ratio with parent permission. And then high school, at least 1 adult for all the youth group, and at least 2 adults for groups over 10. If you have any questions about what your youth could be doing as part of the project and their safety, just give us a call or email, and we will answer your question. As mentioned before, it is Washington state law that no youth under the age of 16 be on ladders, and then any teens 16 to 17 should not be more than 10 feet off the ground. Anyone over the age of 18 is welcome to be as high on a ladder that is safe, following the 4-to-1 rule, that they feel comfortable. If your home does have lead paint, and this is something we'll let you know, no youth under the age of 8 will be allowed on the site during the prep work. This is for their safety. Okay, that's all the safety training information I have for you. If you have any questions about this training, please contact me by email or phone. That is all. Have a great day and thanks for watching this training.